We're just here in the second half of the Open Men's final here between Gold Coast Galaxy and the Sydney Stars. But now we're going to speak to someone that not many people have heard from. It's the Managing Director of Queensland Futsal League, Andrew Parks, who's giving his first interview in about 10 years in the role. So, Andrew, thanks for joining us today, Andrew.
Good to meet you. Thanks very much, Mark.
So, obviously, the tournament, a great success here this year, record numbers for the tournament in 2018. What do you think is the best thing for futsal going forward here in Australia, coming from a tournament like this?
Well, moving forward, in my opinion, is creating opportunities for the kids. You've got to create high standard, high level competitions and tournaments, create the opportunities there, get the politics out of it, to be honest with you, Mark. We should all be working together to invite everybody and all clubs and all teams from all over Australia to participate in these tournaments so they can further their skills, further their clubs, further their experiences and hopefully push on internationally.
You've had a lot of teams come, obviously, this year from interstate and some even internationally, with some of state teams even skipping out of the nationals to come to the Craig Foster Cup. What is that like for you as a managing director, knowing that your tournament has that much credibility around the country?
It's very, very exciting and it's very humbling, to be frank with you, Mark. Obviously we focus on what we do in our own backyard. We don't go out there and push it too hard. Obviously the success is driven by the operations that we do here. We very much focus on running a professional operation here. Referees, FFA qualified referees on each and every court. We've got expert back-end operations managers here. We have 4 medical people on staff all times. All the games are run on time every single time to the minute, which we're very proud about and have done for the last 8 years. And I think through the success of what we've done and how we're working it, we tend to find that it attracts more and more people to the tournament. But now this year is the first year where we've actually got state teams joining us. I'd love to encourage more and more state teams to compete at this level, because obviously it's a very, very high level. At the same time, acknowledging that there is a need for the national championships under the FFA, which is very, very important for the development and growth of our sport, in my opinion. So if they can patronise both, I welcome them to both, absolutely.
You started the tournament 8 years ago with only 12 teams. It's grown exponentially to over 130 now. What do you think that comes down to? Do you think it comes down to the organisation itself and how you guys have operated and the credibility of the organisation?
Oh look, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that the people that that have been to us before thoroughly enjoy and believe that the tournament is run at a very highly professional calibre. That again, for the reasons I've stipulated before, that they keep coming back time and time again. In actual fact, all the clubs that continue to patronise us, once they've been with us, they continue to come back bigger and bigger and bigger. We've got more states now saying that they're going to bring more teams yet again, which is great. So we're anticipating that next year in 2019, we should probably have around about 170 to 180 junior teams competing at the Craig Foster International, which is really exciting. And that's including more international teams as well. We've got some commitments from other New Zealand clubs, other Asian clubs and things like that to come next year. So I'm working on doing the very best I can to build the very best product we can, to open up to as many people as we can, to give opportunities to coachings, to referees, to players alike, and to develop the sport of futsal as best as I can.
And then lastly so the end of the 2018, another tournament done and dusted. What will be a final message to everyone who's participated this year and everyone who's looking forward to 2019?
Well, everybody who's participated this year, I'd like to sincerely thank you all on behalf of the Queensland Futsal League and myself for an absolutely incredible and sensational event. The sportsmanship of the players, the camaraderie, the officials, the attitudes toward the officials have been exceptional. I'm glad that all the comments I've had so far have been fantastic, and everybody's taking away a very holistic experience away from this event, not just on the court, not just in the camaraderie on the court, but also off the court as well. It's been really exciting, and that's what I've been hearing ringing out through all the teams here. So I've met many of these teams are coming back, not just themselves, but with more and more teams and players next year. I can only see bigger and better things coming at the Craig Foster Cup, and it's just continuing to expand. And I'd like to openly invite any FFA teams or any teams that are looking to participate. We welcome them to the championships, because we know it's a high level competition. It's an international competition with pathways to the World Futsal Championships in Orlando, Florida, which is extremely exciting as well.
Thank you very much, Andrew, and thank you. We look forward to seeing you next year. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in with us here in 2018. We look forward to seeing you in a bigger and better 2019 edition of the Craig Foster International Cup.